2016 Windsor!
Hello everyone and welcome to Caesars Windsor's Coliseum. The host of the Clash of the Coliseum here tonight, the crown jewel of the NBL Canada with the visiting London Lightning against the hometown Windsor Express. It's the third installment of the Clash of the Coliseum and it seems like it's the biggest crowd yet. As you can tell by all this crowd noise around me, we're expecting close to 3,000 people here tonight. And Kobe, this is really a neutral site game for both teams.
It certainly is. We aren't at the WFCU Center. We aren't at the Budweiser Gardens. We are in a neutral ground, so to speak. Windsor will be strongly supported with the crowd here at Caesars Windsor. But what an opportunity for fans, NBL players, our sponsors to come together as a community and put on a fantastic basketball game right here in the city of Windsor at Caesars Casino.
That's right. Clash of the Coliseum 3 presented by Vito's Pizzeria. The London Lightning come into this contest winners of 9 straight games. The Windsor Express have actually lost 2 straight and 3 of 4. So something's got to give here today, Kobe, between these two clubs.
Well, London right now is scoring 110 points per game, allowing about 103. So they're a +7 on the scoring margin, playing really well on both sides of the ball. This is a balanced team, very deep roster, riding high behind the NBL Canada Player of the Week, Nick Okori, averaging 18 points per game, 5 dimes. He's really ignited this team and got them moving in the right direction.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. On the other side, it's the Windsor Express's Brandon Robinson and Chris Commons that are second and third in league scoring. It's really going to go through them if the Windsor Express are going to have success tonight.
Well, it does. You got Tony Bennett, Chris Commons, and these guys are...
Commons, Brent Robinson.
Robinson, it's so loud in here I couldn't hear myself. And Brandon Robinson, the NBL Canada's leading scorer. They're certainly leading the way, a bit of a three-headed monster, but the team is going to need their bench if they hope to get out of here with the W.
Yes, absolutely. 2 former members of the Windsor Express, his championship squad from last year, are now members of the London Lightning, Ryan Anderson and Kevin Loisel. Kobe, they've got to be able to have an impact today for sure.
Well, we know they are. Kevin Loisel is a fantastic defensive player. The London Lightning fans and players have really embraced him. And now Ryan Anderson joining the squad. What an addition. Certainly a triple threat. He's a guy that can do it all on the court. We watched him last year win a championship right here in Windsor.
Absolutely, yeah. The Windsor Express, 2-time defending champs. The London Lightning, 2-time champs before that. So if anything is an indication, it should be an interesting night, and maybe a championship will run between either one of these cities this year. And that will do that for us. We'll be back over on the broadcast booth after National Anthem. And for tip-off, you're watching Windsor Express basketball on Knockstrom.tv. The Clash of Coliseum 3 brought to you by Vito's Pizzeria.
And please join Seth and conductor Coltrane in the playing of our national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, it's so great to see such a wonderful event tonight. To begin, I wanted to thank Board President Garstels and our amazing Windsor Express for this opportunity to speak to you. My name is Peter Rosbeck. I'm chairperson of the Great Canadian Flag Project. Here with me, I'm happy to have fellow members Mary Baruth and from the Windsor Freight Corporation, Maggie Grocer. What does it mean to be Canadian? We're all descendants of immigrants from different countries, peoples of different cultures, and our ancestors came here to live freely, without fear of compulsion. We're all here as Canadians in one of the greatest countries in the world, and we live under one of the most recognized flags in the world. Right ahead of me, folks, this is the actual JC flag that found its way to Montreal 21 years ago to become part of a uniquely Canadian rally opposed to dividing our country. It is part of our community legacy and our national history. This flag is cared for by Maggie Grocer and the Windsor Freight Corporation, and they have happily allowed our team, the Great Canadian Flag Project, to share in its majesty, to display it tonight, and to promote our project. The Great Canadian Flag Project will raise a 150-foot flagpole that will fly a 60-foot by 30-foot flag in Dia Park. It'll be visible from every direction. It'll be symbolic of all that is good in our country. We need your help, folks. This is not a publicly funded project. At its inception, this has been privately funded, a gift of the citizens of Windsor, Essex, and their friends. All the dollars raised And guess what? We're only $53,000 away from putting the shovel on the ground. Thank you. At your seats, you will see a card that says, "Keep calm and raise the flag." On the reverse side, you'll find the words, "Donate now" on our website, www.greatcanadianflag.com. You can make an online tax-deductible donation through the Windsor Essex Community Foundation, our partner and support for this cause. You'll get a tax receipt, and you will enjoy the satisfaction of supporting a very unique and historical project that will have meaning for generations to come. Every nickel is accounted for, and with your support, we will make this happen. So keep calm and raise the flag. And when we say, "Oh Canada," when we sing, "Oh Canada," we are really saying, "Our Canada." Thank you. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. If you or any community group wants to get on board and be involved, you too can sing the national anthem. Find out at our website at windsorexpress.ca.
Check. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the WFCU Center, the host venue of tonight's NBO Canada clash between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. My name is Brett Hedges alongside Mitch Kobe K, and tonight we'll be the broadcasting crew for tonight's Clash of the Coliseum III. And it should be an interesting battle to say the least. We had ourselves a nice pregame, and
I can't hear. Hello.
he's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Did you send the Doc Stats text?
No.
I can't hear anything. Check.
Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry about that. Welcome to the WFCU Center, the host venue of tonight's NBO Canada clash between the Windsor Express and the London Lightning, and what a clash it is. It is the Clash at the Coliseum 3, presented by Vito's Pizzeria. And tonight, Kobe, we've got ourselves a treat between the London Lightning and Windsor Express. The Lightning, winners of 9 straight games. Meanwhile, the Windsor Express have lost 2 and 3 of their last 4. So a big night for both squads if they want to get something going in the right direction for the rest of the season.
Yeah, and we know London's taken over the Central, just really playing lights out basketball, looking for 10 in a row. And the Windsor Express really trying to find themselves. And this is going to be a great opportunity for the Windsor Express to let the London Lightning know that they're here and they're ready to try and contend for this league. And what a wonderful opportunity, like I said, for friends and families and sponsors, everybody to come together and put this game together for the city.
Absolutely, yes. The third installment of the Clash of the Coliseum. It looks to be the biggest yet. If I was to make an estimate, it looks to be I'd say 3,000 people right here, right now, and that's a very positive sign. Windsor, of course, the WFCU Center in the east side of Windsor, and this event brings the basketball downtown, which is so important to get a much larger market of Windsorites down into Windsor. And this is an NBO Canada, this is a jewel event for the league, for sure.
Absolutely, and it's such a well-produced event at such a fantastic venue. We're at Caesars Windsor, a few thousand people here, families connecting. It's all about community and partnership. NBO Commissioner Dave Magley in the house.
Yep.
I mean, what more could you ask for? 2 great basketball teams ready to throw down. The atmosphere in here is absolutely electric. I lost my train of thought during the pregame. I apologize for that. It's a decibels, ear-shaking kind of volume in this place right now.
One person that's not really going to be shook by the casino vibe is head coach of the Windsor Express, Tony Jones. I spoke with him pregame, and he told me that he actually played in a casino on 2 separate occasions while he was a member of the Tennessee Volunteers in the NCAA. So he's got some experience. He said he was really excited coming into this environment and bringing these game of basketball downtown Windsor.
And it's interesting because it isn't really a home court advantage for the Windsor Express. We are in Windsor, I'm sure majority of the fans, but like we said, it's a bit of a neutral ground spot here at Caesars Windsor. So it'll be interesting to see how both teams respond, right? This isn't a familiar place for either team to play.
No, not at all. And we're seeing just droves of people here. It's kind of not overwhelming, but it's really exciting to see. We're back here at Caesars Windsor, and as I spoke with Commissioner Dave Magley earlier during warm-ups, he said he's super excited to be here as the commissioner of the league. He's been here on 2 separate occasions before, but as an opposing head coach watching, and as the leader of the NBO Canada, he said he is swelling with pride about this moment.
And I also see a lot of young faces in the crowd, which is a really good sign. If the youth of the city can embrace the league and team, it brings it to a place where the next generation, can really just embrace this professional basketball team here we have in Windsor.
Absolutely, and this gives an opportunity for some people that may not have had the means to get out to the east side of Windsor, down to the core and watch some basketball and get to witness the professional basketball team that plays in their own backyard, and the professional basketball leagues teams across the league that are doing the same thing. Now we've got Dardis Willis here at the center court. He's addressing the fans here. We're just going to throw it to him real quick. We'll come back for the call as soon as tip-off starts. We will come back here on Windsor Express Basketball on Knockstrom.tv.
We know you're over there, but come on over here. These guys right here were a big part of giving us our 2nd championship, so let's give them a loud Windsor proud round of applause. Let's do it.
Can you show the crowd?
Thank you so much, gentlemen. We appreciate it. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen,
one of the things that we really like to do is we like to bring it big to you. So a good friend of mine, Vito, of Vito's Pizzeria, is the title sponsor. And we really did it big this year. Vito, come on out here and toss the ball. Be out in a second. Okay, guys, come on, it's all yours. Yep.
Yeah, it's a good time to get the crowd involved. We don't have any empty seats.
Okay, gentlemen, we're going to do the ceremonial toss. Vito, you're going to do it. We appreciate it. Okay, gentlemen. Kevin Loisel. Chris Commons and Kevin Loisel.
Opening tip now. The Windsor Express will start. Tony Bennett, Brandon Robinson, Shaquille Keith, Chris Commons, and Kirk Williams Jr. Meanwhile, the Lightning will start. Nick O'Corey, Stephen Maxwell, Akeem Wright, Marcus Capers, and Ryan Anderson. And if not his first game with the London Lightning, one of his first, and his first game here back in Windsor after winning a championship with the squad last season. A big part of that squad last season.
Well, of course, he can do a lot of things for you. He can shoot the basketball, he can rebound, and he can facilitate. So he's a really dangerous guy as now a part of an already dangerous team.
Opening tip is up and won by the Windsor Express. The Clash of the Coliseum III is underway. Kirk Williams Jr. looking inside. No, that pass is deflected and it's a turnover. Nick O'Corey, number 2, the MBO Canada Player of the Week, hands it over to Ryan Anderson. And Nick O'Corey got hung up on a screen there. Pass goes out of bounds and a pair of turnovers to start the game. Each team getting out some jitters, so to speak, I guess. Chris Commons over to Kirk. Tony Bennett swings it over to Brandon Robinson for 3. It's good. Deep Rob. Knocking it down. Capers with the basketball now. Defended by Shaquille Keith. Akeem Wright. Working against Commons. Driving to the baseline and a foul is going to be called, I believe, on Commons, the first of the game. Early foul against Commons will come on the floor. Marcus Capers, the trigger man. Getting it into Nick O'Corey. Thanks about shooting. Brandon Robinson knocks it away. Active defense on the Windsor Express to start this game. Capers inbounds it to Anderson. He thinks about the shot. Had Commons flying in. Caves it over to Akeem Wright for 3.
Akeem Wright with all day on that triple.
Windsor bringing the ball quickly up the floor. Shaquille Keith. Tony Bennett over to Commons. He lines it up for 3. No good, but flying in was Robinson. He couldn't get a hand on it. Nick O'Corey over to Akeem Wright in transition. He crosses over. Off the glass. No good. And that foul's going to go against Chris Commons. Chris Commons' second foul on consecutive plays. We'll bring in Maurice Bolden. That's a big piece of the Windsor offense that's taking a seat there, Kobe.
Indeed, and not a guy they want to lose, especially given the fact that they're not a really big team in the middle. I mean, he's an imperative part of facilitating both the offense and the defense for the Express, and a very important player.
Mm-hmm. 2 ticky-tack fouls against Chris Commons in the opening couple minutes sends him to the bench. Akeem Wright looking to make a pair. He splits. Kirk Williams Jr. with the rebound. Tony Bennett. Maurice Bolden over to Kirk Williams now. Shaquille Keith down low. Kirk Williams has to do it himself. Mo Bolden at the top of the key. Can't knock it down. Marcus Capers flies in for the rebound. O'Corey to Wright for 3. No good. Oh, Ryan Anderson with the offensive rebound. O'Corey gets himself out of a double team. Stephen Maxwell kicks it out to Akeem Wright. Maurice Bolden closes out on him. Maxwell driving, can't get it to fall. Shaquille Keith going A to B, can't get it to fall, but he will draw a foul in the process.
The London Lightning with several passes. Windsor able to come up with the basketball after a great defensive set and then break out in transition, able to get themselves to the line.
London leads 4-3 over the Windsor Express. 9:24 remaining in the first quarter here on Knockstrom.tv. Thank you for joining us. Brett Hedges and Kobe K on the call. Shaquille Keith knocks down the first free throw. Knocks down the second. 5-4 Windsor lead. Capers. Anderson in transition. Oh, leaves it just short. The line was good. Just left it short. Tony Bennett to Shaquille Keith. Nice alley-oop there.
Putting good work in transition of the Windsor Express.
Stephen Maxwell at the three-point line. Looking inside. Akeem Wright, yes, he's got it in the low post. Has to pivot around. 2 passes later. Nick O'Corey for 3. Leaves it long, but Stephen Maxwell's there. He does not get it off in time. Shot clock violation. Good defensive stand by the Express there. Causes the turnover.
And Windsor defending the interior quite well, forcing London to shoot outside. They've started the game 1 for 3 from long.
Keith, top of the key, finds Brandon Robinson on the curl. He lets it go for 3. It's good.
And that's a shot Brandon Robinson loves to take and continually makes, leading the NBL in scoring and points per game. What a basket.
Stephen Maxwell. Playing give and go with Ryan Anderson. He scores off the glass and good for 2.
Ryan Anderson with some early chemistry with his teammates.
Tony Bennett drives. He's going to be called for pushing off on Nick O'Corey. Tony Bennett looks surprised there.
Didn't look like a Curry was planted firmly, that's for sure. But regardless, Windsor really needs to be careful with early fouls in terms of their starters. Guys like Commons and Bennett, just so important.
Anderson working to his left now, crosses back and he swings it over to Akeem Wright for 3. Yes.
And Ryan Anderson with the assist, and that's what makes him so dangerous. It's not just the shot you got to worry about. He finds the open man.
I remember one. Kirk Williams Jr. gets a nice pass from Tony Bennett. He can't sneak it in. Nick O'Corey in transition to Ryan Anderson. Nice pass inside to Capers. Gets it back from Capers, lets it go from the corner. It's good. Ryan Anderson.
How many times have we seen Ryan Anderson make that shot? Corner 3.
Corner ball, 8 pocket. Ryan Anderson knocks it down, and the Windsor Express call timeout. Tony Jones, his squad down 12-10 after giving up a pair of 3-pointers in a row.
Yeah, well, Akeem Wright, red hot. He's hit a couple triples, 1 for 2 from the line. Akeem Wright, 7 points. He's had quite a great start. And then Brandon Robinson, he's hit 2 triples, 6 points. So really, those are the hot hands early for these two teams respectively, and kind of exactly what you expected, Brett.
Absolutely, yeah. A pair of turnovers on in the opening minute from one from each side. But now things have settled down a little bit. They're shooting the ball quite well, getting comfortable underneath the confines here of Caesars Coliseum at Caesars Casino Windsor. Big crowd here tonight. It's well over 2,500, I'd have to say right now, and it's really exciting to see if you're a Windsor Express fan.
Of course. The London Lightning going to the 3-ball early. They are 3 for 6 from downtown, 4 for 8 from the field for 50%. So a really good shooting start for the London Lightning. The Windsor Express coming right back at them. 3 for field, 2 for 3 from long, 2 of 2 from the line. So neither team backing down. All these guys willing to bring it here at Clash at the Coliseum.
Coming out of the timeout, Windsor and London. The 5 on the floor remain the same. Tony Bennett bringing it up the floor. Maurice Bolden on the baseline. Kicks it back out to Bennett for 3. Off the mark. Kirk Williams Jr. tried to grab it, but Marcus Capers ripped it away. In transition, O'Corey from Capers knocks it down.
Averaging 18 a game, like we said, and over 20 last week. He is consistently staying red hot.
Nick O'Scorey opening up a 5-point lead. Shaquille Keith on his way to the basket draws a foul. That will go against Anderson.
Shaquille Keith is a bit of a beast. He's able to penetrate off the dribble and get to the rim, draw fouls. It's a real big asset for the team and how he can attack the rack.
Absolutely. Spent some time with the Raptors 905 of the NBA D League. See him crossing over there. Going against Keem Wright. Off the... Maurice Bolden follows it up with a putback slam.
Mo Ball cleaning things up.
One crazy Mobo. Hakeem Wright working against Robinson. Oh, nice spin move, but Robinson gets back into it and swipes it away.
That's a tough matchup defensively for Brandon Robinson. Hakeem Wright's got some size on him, I think, both weight and height. He's able to use the quick hands there to disrupt the play.
Shaquille Keith takes a seat. Jamal McQueen comes in. O'Corey right off the bat. No good. Nice look out of the corner. Just left it a little bit short. Tony Bennett. Wow. Over to Brandon Robinson for 3. Can't knock it down. Kirk Williams Jr. with the rebound. Back to Robinson. He swings it over to Bennett, and Windsor will reset. Mo Bolden. Behind his back, working against Wright. He's going to be called for a traveling violation. You can't do that.
Well, he struggled with Hakeem Wright there, and it's great hands-up defense. He had nowhere to go. He had to shuffle to the other side. Really a good defensive play by Wright, causing the turnover and the travel.
Theo Davis going towards the scorer's table. He's looking like he's going to check in for the first time in a long time. He was signed earlier in the season and then went on injured reserve. This will be his first game action. Hakeem Wright behind the back pass to Maxwell. He collects it, but it's swiped away. And it finally goes off of Maxwell, Windsor Express ball.
And there's Brandon Robinson again with those active hands down in the painted area.
Kirk Williams Jr. checks out for Theo Davis. The Express releasing Chris Matthews Jr. and Paul Cooper before this game, currently running with 11. As Theo Davis checks in. Robinson gets fouled on his way to the basket. They'll say it's on the floor.
And Davis brings some size, 6'10", 220. So he's a guy that can fill a bit of that void in the middle.
Express inbound on the far sideline, or near sideline, pardon me. Robinson on the curl. Knocks it down.
All day Brandon Robinson from that spot.
He is money. Tyshawn Patterson travels.
You gotta love the Windsor Express's intensity here on the defensive end. And this is the big reason why they're only down by 1 right now.
Mustafa Jones checks in as well for London. Tony Bennett. Mo Bolden swings it over to Robinson. He's facing up on Nick O'Corey. Look at these two guys. This is one of the best matchups you'll see in the league. Robinson played pick and roll with Jamal McQueen. The pass was just outside his hand. Robinson telling him he had to roll closer to the basket. Tony Jones saying the same thing, the second-year player Jamal McQueen. O'Corey, Chad Posthumus. Gives it over to Jones now, Mustafa Jones. Patterson, O'Corey takes the shot, dribbles in, takes the shot, puts up a floater, it's good. Jamal McQueen hands it off to Bennett. High screen from Theo Davis. Bennett takes the shot, it's good for 3.
Tony Bennett thought about it, elects to shoot, able to make it count. Credit Theo Davis for the big screen.
17 up. Kevin Loisel recently checked into the game, almost turns it over. 3 passes later, O'Corey. No, one more pass to Mustafa Jones. He stops, pops. Can't get it to fall. And Theo Davis is going to be called for holding Chad Posthumus on the rebound.
And the right call.
Yep.
Referee very vigilant down there on the floor.
Adrian Moss checking in for Brandon Robinson.
So Moss gives up some size, but he brings so much more to the floor.
Moss, a former member of the London Lightning. From a few years ago. Inside, Chad Posthumus facing up, skip pass to Patterson. Bennett is all over him. Patterson rises, shoots, knocks it down.
Tyshawn Patterson with the hand in the face.
Theo Davis and Chad Posthumus jostling down low. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Adrian Moss inside the three-point line, leaves it. Jamal McQueen with the O-board. Tony Bennett steps in. They're going to argue whether it hit the rim or not. The one official says it does. And they're just going to have to stop it to play. Windsor leads 20-17, and inadvertent whistle might help the Express here on this possession.
20 on the shot clock.
Adrian Moss over to Bennett for 3. Yes.
Mr. 40 plus, name her not given.
And I saw on an Instagram post Tony Bennett posting his jersey. On the front part of the shorts, it actually says nicknames for the players. And his says Mr. 40 on it, so I thought that was pretty cool.
He's 2 of 3 from long, 6 points, but he also has 3 assists. 2 of 3 from the field. Great start for Tony Bennett.
And a little bit of a yard sale play there on the floor leads to multiple bodies, and it'll be a Windsor Express basketball. Sorry, Windsor possession. Shout out Audley Stevenson, winking at us down there. Tony Bennett got his defender up in the air. Kicks it into the corner for Mo Bolden. No good.
Good court vision there by Bennett, finding the open man in the corner.
Jones to Patterson. Sorry, that's Marcus Capers inside of Chad Posthumus, but Theo Davis over-rotated. He's going to be called for the foul. So Theo Davis picks up his second foul. Now Lubisha Vercelli checks in as well. Number 44, the 6'11" man out of Jacksonville. 6'11", there's a whole lot of size on the court right now. Chad Posthumus Bumps. Can't get it to fall. Moss in transition. To Bennett. He stops. Lets it go. No good. Getting his hand in there. Moss, no. Capers in transition. Oh, nice finish. Beautiful finish by Marcus Capers between two defenders.
Yeah, that was a big boy basketball move right there, finishing at the rack.
High screen, Lubisha. Bennett kicks it out to Moss. Moss puts the ball on the floor. Express moving the ball pretty well right now. McQueen in the corner. It's good.
Tony Bennett with another dime.
And that will momentarily give the Windsor Express a 23-22 lead with just over a minute to go. Offensive foul. Chad Posthumous, the illegal screen.
And a great call by the ref. Tony Bennett feeling it. Windsor is into this game, and it's showing on the scoreboard.
Brandon Robinson will check in for Bennett.
So right now we're seeing the Windsor Express really match intensity with the London Lightning.
Nick O'Corey comes onto the floor now as Robinson graces the Express side of the floor. Listen to this crowd. Robinson turns on the Jets, kicks it out to Moss. He drives baseline, bounce pass to Mo Bolden. Lubisha finishes in tight. No, he gets his own rebound. Third chance won't go because Kevin Loisel grabbed it.
Great defense there by the Lightning.
Yeah, Lubisha had two chances in tight. Now Nick O'Corey answers, no good. Brandon Robinson flies in to grab that rebound.
Some good ball hawk instincts there for Brandon Robinson.
Robinson for three. Yes!
Red hot is Mr. Brandon Robinson, draining another triple.
He's bringing his big game experience to the Windsor Express. Oh, Nick O'Corey. Nice finish inside the Capers.
Now you see the Lightning start to attack the rim a little more.
Moss heaves it up, can't get it to fall. Windsor takes a 26-24 lead at the end of the first quarter. We're going to take a short break. We'll be right when we return. More of the Clash of the Coliseum 3 presented by Vito's Pizzeria.
As a child, growing up with my parents there was great because, we had that tradition of cooking every Sunday and making sure that, we're all together as a family, and that was a big thing for us. When my customers come in here, they're coming into my house. So I'm basically doing the same thing the way I grew up, as I'm going to treat them the same way at home. The involvement of the recipes and all that kind of stuff was because of my mom. It was all her doing back there, showing all my guys all the recipes for the meatballs, rice balls, the pastas, and that's what I wanted to give to the public. It has to be a great experience for them when they sit down. The atmosphere, the food, the service, and all that. It's just a great passion that I have, and it's the passion you have to have.
For film and video commercial needs, contact Knockstrom Film Studios and Digital Media. Find us on Google Knockstrom.
Clash of the Coliseum 3 between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Kobe K and Brett Hedges on the mic for you tonight on Knockstrom.tv. And what a first quarter it was between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. Windsor taking a 2-point lead after 12 minutes.
And when you look at this box score, everything very close, hence the 26-24 score after one quarter. Both teams combining for 11 three-pointers. The crowd has to be loving it. London with 10 rebounds, Windsor with 11. Both teams with 8 assists, so much identical. Both teams really bringing it thus far, Brett.
Absolutely. Nick O'Corey bringing the ball up the floor for the London Lightning. He loses it. Jamal McQueen gathers it, and Nick O'Corey will be charged for a foul. So an opening possession turnover from London will give Windsor the basketball, looking to add to their lead. 26-24 after the first quarter. Jamal McQueen's pass is deflected out of bounds. And they'll take possession on the baseline. Brandon Robinson takes the inbound pass. Working down, Marcus Capers, step back jumper. Can't get it to fall, but he'll go to the free throw line. Brandon Robinson really stepping up for the Express here today.
Right, he was looking for a shot off the curl there. And he's a guy that can really slash and do so much, and is able to create space to get the jump shot off. Elevates really high. Here he draws the foul, gets himself on the line, makes the first, creating some offense for the Windsor Express inside the three-point line.
Yes, 12 points already for Brandon Robinson, looking for number 13 on this throw.
And 4 of 5 from the field. Like we said, he's made 3 3-pointers. So this guy is red hot, to say the least.
Akeem Wright will check in for Kevin Loisel. Windsor takes a 28-24 lead.
Akeem Wright, the high scorer for London thus far. He's hit 2 triples. He's got 7 points.
Fourth meeting between the two clubs this year. London has won. Sorry, fifth meeting between the clubs this year. Adrian Moss in transition right there. Good defense leads the offense for the Windsor Express.
Easy money. Adrian Moss makes it happen at the rim after catching a pass in transition.
Patterson over to Capers. Nick O'Corey being D'd up by Adrian Moss. Oh, Brandon Robinson just came over just a half second late.
Yeah. He committed and elected to bite, but unfortunately there was some contact. Went for the steal. And the aggressiveness here by this Windsor Express defense is a big part and parcel of why they're up 6, Brett.
Absolutely. Brandon Robinson kind of kicking himself after taking that foul. He didn't realize how much time was left in the shot clock. That will bring us to a timeout. And besides the game, this is a fantastic environment, Kobe. Phenomenal time for these fans, and I gotta say this is probably the biggest crowd we've had at the Classic Coliseum. The biggest crowd and the loudest crowd. I can hardly hear myself. It's just fantastic to watch everybody enjoying themselves, and the staff in and around the building getting everybody involved. It's just a wonderful thing to see and a great environment to be a part of. Absolutely. Windsor leading 30-24 over London right now, and we will have Commissioner Dave Magley on the broadcast during the third quarter, so fans stick around for that. We'll have Aaron Sanders with the Knoxstrom.tv halftime report, letting us know about all things Windsor Express and, of course, all NBL Canada. Another NBL Canada podcast coming out too, Kobe, and as you and I put that to bed not too long ago, and it should be another good one coming out.
Yeah, there's an audio podcast coming out, guys. We will be back to video next week. I think you guys will enjoy it. We cover a whole bunch of bases here for NBL Canada basketball. It's a great thing to be a part of and a lot of fun.
Now, there's basketball here at Caesars Windsor now, but you also are a MMA podcaster as well. How do you feel an MMA event would do in this Coliseum?
It's been here before, and it's just a matter of the pro show to come back and commit to the licensing fee, which is really, really expensive in Ontario. So right now we have our amateur card coming up February 6th at the Foglar Furland, which is this Saturday. If you're from the Windsor area, you like mixed martial arts, come on out and check out these pro athletes as they fight in front of friends and fans in the city of Windsor.
Fighting in front of friends and family right now are the Windsor Express and London Lightning. Akeem Wright puts the ball on the floor. Almost has it swiped. He gives it over to Nick O'Corey. O'Corey puts up a shot off his back foot. Windsor Express rebounds and look to add to their lead. Up 6 right now.
Adrian Moss setting up shop at the top of the key.
Vercelli on the baseline can't knock down the jumper, but a foul's going to be called for a push in the back. Jamal McQueen, the victim there. And Ryan Anderson going to pick up his second foul.
I am impressed with the Express's half-court offense so far in this game. They're finding shots and they're being creative. We're seeing Brandon Robinson, hitting shots off curls and guys being able to get open through screens. So it's been a lot of nice work.
Brandon Robinson can't get the shot to fall for the and one, but he does draw another foul. He'll go to another free throw line, looking to add to his score total. 13 points already today, Kobe.
And the Express perfect from the line, so the charity stripe is a place where they're finding some success tonight. 4 for 4 from the line.
Substitution coming. Ryan Anderson checking in. Sorry, 34. It was a foul on Capers, not Ryan Anderson. So Ryan Anderson kicks into the game now. No, I'm sorry. It's Warren Ward that checked into the game. Ryan Anderson's second foul. Capers goes to the bench. Warren Ward comes in. Brandon Robinson for the free throw. It's good. Windsor up 8 points, 32-24. Brandon Robinson with 15 big points for the Windsor Express so far. And Mo Bolden will take a seat as Chris Commons checks back into the game after picking up 2 quick fouls in the first quarter. Akeem Wright going to be called for traveling. Yes, he moved his back pivot foot.
And really, that's a testament to the Express players being in the right place at the right time and forcing turnovers. So these are good things for the Windsor Express defenses. London now with 7 turnovers.
Yeah, sometimes that closeout can cause people to take some missteps, and that one, it was a misstep. Lubisha Vercelli hands the ball off to McQueen. Over to Robinson now, under 6 seconds to go in the shot clock. Turnover. Warren Ward in transition, and one.
And Akeem Wright made a real athletic play there to push that ball up the court. If he hadn't have done that, that play doesn't happen, so got to give that guy some credit.
Adrian Moss and Brandon Robinson talking details about that previous play, which led to the turnover. Tony Bennett joins in on the conversation as Warren Ward looks to complete the three-point play, and he does. Warren Ward wearing the full sleeve Under Armour. Robinson goes inside to Commons. Here he goes. Haven't seen CC in a while. Wouldn't be a Clash of the Coliseum without him. Robinson off the deflected pass. Leaves it short. Lubisha tips it out. Commons. Now Moss to Robinson. It's good. 2-point field goal from Brandon Robinson. He's having himself one heck of a game.
Yeah,
it's only the first quarter.
Yeah,
first half.
NBL Canada's leading scorer.
Posthumus drives baseline. Gets bumped by Jamal McQueen, and he'll go to the free throw line.
Robinson with 17 points, 5 of 7 from the field, 3 of 5 from the line, and then getting to the free throw line 4 times and hitting all 4. So what a hot start for Brandon Robinson.
Shaquille Keith going to check in for for Jamal McQueen. Playing some big minutes for the Express. Jamal McQueen not getting a lot of time earlier this year, but showing some big minutes there
Well, yeah, they've had their struggles, in the past few games, so they're going to need to look at some other players and dig deep, and people are showing up to work, and it's showing in the scoreboard tonight.
That's right. Windsor Express releasing Chris Matthews Jr. and Paul Cooper this week prior to the games, getting Theo Davis back from the injured reserve. So they've got 11 guys on the roster right now. And I'm looking at two guys that were here in the pregame that might be able to fill one of those spots, as Chris Cummins knocks down the turnaround shot in the key.
Just a beautiful little hook shot there by number 24.
Turnover from London. So they're playing uncharacteristic right now. Coach Kyle Julius' squad kind of feeling this big crowd, I guess, but they're not opposed to big crowds. Robinson inside to Lubisha, and he'll get fouled.
So right there is a testament to Brandon Robinson's impact on the court. The defense focusing on number 10 to shoot the ball. Vercelli down low, wide open.
Vercelli knocks down the basket. I mean, the big man worked really hard. You don't see him score too many points, so it's good to see him get rewarded a little bit.
Yeah, he's the guy that packs his lunch and puts his hard hat on and goes to work. And, those are the kinds of players that every team needs.
6'11", 240 pounds. Lubisha Vercelli splits the free throws. Goes back on defense. Warren Ward for three. Can't get it to fall. Bennett with the board. Bennett gets a high screen from Vercelli, turning the corner, leaving it for Robinson. Robinson swings it to Keith in the corner. Rattles it home.
Beautiful shot there by Shaquille Keith. And Brandon Robinson showing some court vision.
Anderson stops in the key, kicks it out to Warren Ward. He spins towards the middle, then backs it up. Playing with Brandon Robinson, going to his left. Alley-oop! Wow, Stephen Maxwell. What a play. Cut that one. That's going in the podcast next week.
All athleticism there.
Stephen Maxwell, we've seen him go high and make some incredible plays before. He knocks down that basket, looking to make the free throw and trim this Express lead, which is, before that basket, was 14 points, Kobe.
Yeah, Windsor's showing up here, and I got to tell you, if they win this game, it puts them in a good place, confident moving forward. London's won 9 in a row. They look like the best team in the league currently, so this would be a big win for Windsor, but so much time left. London so dangerous. They got a loaded roster, very deep, playing great basketball on both sides. So no easy task, to say the least, but you got to love the start for the Windsor Express, led by Brandon Robinson with 17 big points.
Maxwell completes the three-point play, giving... Oh, sorry, that was it was 12 points before the three-point play. Now it is 9 after the free throw from Stephen Maxwell. Shaquille Keith in the low post over to Kirk Williams. 2 passes later, Robinson lets it go for 3.
20 points for number 10, Brandon Robinson.
Hakeem Wright steps into a big 3 and knocks it down, answering the call.
And that's a good shot for Hakeem Wright to take. He's shooting the ball well, wide open, drains the triple.
Shaquille Keith, turnaround, jump shot is good.
Both these teams put it on for the crowd tonight. Gotta love this kind of basketball, real fun.
Hakeem Wright to Stephen Maxwell for emphatic slam.
Hakeem Wright with some dribble penetration, showing off the court vision, able to find Maxwell.
Shaquille Keith using a screen from Kirk Williams Jr. Nick O'Corey's going to be called for holding Kirk Williams Jr. as he was screening, so I believe that's 2 or 3 on O'Corey. Something to look at as we go forward here. And I apologize earlier. This is the 4th meeting between the two clubs. London leads the series 2-1. Windsor are trying to even that up and break their 9-game winning streak. Snap a streak of their own. They've lost 2 straight and 3 of 4. Brandon Robinson for 3. That's a streak breaker right there.
This guy is out of control right now. 23 points. Brandon Robinson lighting it up.
Oh, we've got 5.5 minutes to play in the first half.
You got to keep feeding him at this point. He can't miss. He's red hot. Give him the basketball. Get out of the way. 7-9 from the field. 5-7 from the line. 23 points. But Akeem Wright is also playing fantastic basketball. He's got 3 triples himself, 3 of 4 from the field. He's also in double digits at 10 points for number 25.
Akeem Wright looking at another one. No good. Robinson up to Bennett. Finds a cutting Shaquille Keith. Reverse layup is good.
And that's what Shaquille Keith can do for you in transition. We talked about his ability to get to the rim, and he's able to finish on the left side.
Shaquille Keith.
I really like the way he attacks the rim, Brett. That's an asset for this team's offense.
Double digits for Shaquille Keith already in today's game as well, as Nick O'Corey puts up a shot. Maxwell with the rebound and scores right before the buzzer.
They used Chris Commons back to create some space. Very crafty play.
And he's just giving the Lightning so much to work with this year. Robinson for 3, no good. That one off the mark. Akeem Wright crosses the timeline, kicks it out to Ward. He finds Maxwell cutting. Left-handed shot, it's good.
So we're seeing the London Lightning getting in that interior and scoring at the rim a little bit.
Maxwell with 9 points now. Seems it was almost 9 straight, if not 9 of the last 10 or 11.
Yeah, he's been hot late here. 4 of 6 in the field, 9 points.
What a drive from Shaquille Keith working around the defender.
Yeah, that dribble penetration, very, very dangerous at the rack.
You can see why he was a member of the Raptors 905 earlier this year. Stephen Maxwell just crossing it over and
11 points now for Maxwell. A little defensive miscommunication by the Express. They gotta stop them at the rim though and force them to shoot outside.
Shaquille Keith, no good. That shot was altered by Akeem Wright. Keith couldn't knock it down.
Both of the teams trading threes, and then both of the teams trading drives.
Patterson kicks it out to O'Corey. He stops, finds Maxwell. No, that pass was deflected by Robinson. Long pass up to Kirk. He scores off the glass.
Big defensive play, and Kirk Williams finishes in transition. That's Windsor Express basketball, if I could say the least.
Kirk Williams Jr., there he is again. Showtime, Kirk.
And Julius calls a timeout as the Windsor crowd goes absolutely wild after Kirk Williams Jr. finishes at the rim.
Absolutely, 2 transition baskets in a row by the Express have them up 14 over the London Lightning. As we go towards the end of the second quarter, it's been a really good first half for the Windsor Express.
They look like a rejuvenated and different team. We're seeing everybody get involved. You know, we know the high-handed Brandon Robinson's been going on all night long, but we've also seen fantastic play out of Tony Bennett and a few other guys, including Shaquille Keith at the rack, doing all kinds of damage. It's been a great start. Shaquille Keith, 13 points, 5 of 7 from the field. He also hit a triple, Brett. 2 of 2 from the line. The Express, 7 of 8 from the free throw line. It's a fantastic number, and they've hit 9 triples. This is the team that came into this game shooting 30% from downtown. So that is fantastic, and you got to be happy if you're Tony Jones.
Absolutely. The Windsor Express hold a 14-point lead over the London Lightning. 2:56 to go in the second frame.
Interesting, Brett. The London Lightning are shooting 53% from the field and trail by more than 10. So that tells you that the turnovers are costing them. They're also 6 of 14 from long for 42%.
So turnovers and free throws, one thing that we always talk about, so important.
It's the Express defense turning into offense that's really doing the number on the London Lightning right now.
The only member of the Express squad that hasn't seen the floor today so far is Alex Superman Johnson, the reserve guard. 10 of 11 men on the Express have seen the court so far, as Mo Bolden collects a rebound out of the timeout. And that's a good time for Coach Jones to sub in for Mo Bolden. He's fresh off the bench, can give you something.
I agree, and if you've seen his ball instincts there when he's that rebound, he's got a great eye for the basketball, and he's just such a fantastic rebounder. He's the guy that can go get you 10 and 10, any night of the week.
Get you 10 and 10 and a quarter if you wanted to.
Mo boards.
Shaquille Keith going to the free throw line. Just too strong on the first. The Brampton, Ontario native played college basketball at Kilgore College in East Texas. First season of professional basketball. He's facing up on Patterson. Kevin Loisel leaves it for Mustafa Jones. He backs it up. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Blocked by Mo Bolden. And that'll be a shot clock violation. Good defense from the Express there, really smothering the London Lightning offense.
Dribbling into trouble and the shot clock running out is a instant turnover.
Adrian Moss at the helm, trying to extend this Windsor Express lead. They're up by 15 points. Kevin Loisel called for a foul on the perimeter.
And almost came up with a steal there. Mo Bolden didn't see him coming.
Mobo. And Chad Postumus is going to check in for Mustafa Jones. Kevin Loisel called for his first foul of the game. Maurice can't knock down the first free throw.
It's the turnovers that have hurt the London Lightning here. They've got 10. Windsor scored 13 points off those turnovers.
Maurice splits the pair. To Sean Patterson. Bringing the ball up the floor. Adrian Moss going to be called for a foul. So it's the team's 6th foul. So no free throws yet. Patterson, Euro step. Maurice Bolden gets back and grabs that rebound. Nice play there by the Windsor Express defense. Robinson slows it down. 1:24 to play in the second quarter.
Oh.
And Kevin Loisel is going to be called for shoving Shaquille Keith. So that'll be his second foul. So Keith will go to the free throw line now.
London taking some, I want to call unnecessary fouls here, not really helping their cause as they want to strip Windsor of some of this momentum that they've built up.
Shaquille Keith goes 2 for 2. He now has 14 points.
The Express 9 of 12 from the free throw line. Sorry, 11 of 14 with the update.
Oh, Postumus with a big slam.
And a big bucket for the London Lightning that desperately needed a dunk.
with the assist coming from Kevin Loisel. Robinson, with time winding down on the shot clock, gives it over to Maurice Bolden for 3, off the mark, off of a London Lightning player, so Windsor will have a fresh shot clock with just under 40 seconds to go. And Tony Jones is going to call timeout. A good time to do so.
Indeed, the crowd applauding the players.
Windsor up 16 points, so with a couple solid possessions, they could go up 20 points. I'm sure something that Coach Jones doesn't want to relinquish.
Not at all. They want to go into the half with as much momentum intact as possible, with a big lead as possible, because we know Kyle Julius is going to have this London Lightning team playing a lot better in the second half. This team isn't at the top of the NBL for nothing. They haven't run 9 in a row for nothing, so expect a better London Lightning team in the second half.
I agree. Should be interesting to see how Kyle Julius preps his squad, but if they get a defensive stop and perhaps get a 3-point basket or something positive their way, to give them a little bit of good momentum heading into the second half. So.
You just never know. We'll find out shortly.
Clash of the Coliseum 3, presented by Vito's Pizzeria, has been a smashing success so far. Just looking left to right as people for miles, it seems, almost like. Just really, really cool to be a part of this once again. Almost the crown jewel of the NBL Canada, so to speak.
Indeed, and this crowd is just electric. And I think you're right, Brett. This might be the biggest one we've seen yet.
Make sure to stay tuned at halftime for the Knoxstrom.tv halftime report with Aaron Sanders. We'll be breaking it down. Lots to talk about here. Shaquille Keith working against Kevin Loisel. Can't get it to fall. Posthumous with the rebound. Patterson over the timeline. 20 seconds to go. 6-second differential in game and shot clock. Loisel. Turn around. Can't get it to fall. Robinson.
They got time for a shot here. Oh.
Keith can't get it to fall. What a crazy series of plays there.
That was 2 straight shots at the rim that just snuck on the outside of the basket for Shaquille Keith.
It's going to be Windsor Express basketball with 0.5 to go. So it's got to be a quick catch and shoot. Look for Shaquille Keith or Adrian Moss. Turn around. Oh, off the front. Off the buzzer. The shot falls.
And Adrian Moss gets off a good shot despite having half a second.
Well, that will do it from us for the first half. The Windsor Express take a commanding 60-44 lead into halftime. We're going to send it over to Aaron Sanders for the halftime report. Take it away, Aaron. Have some fun. We'll be back for tip-off in the third quarter.
Thank you, gentlemen. You're doing a great job. Ladies and gentlemen, as you can see here, it is a raucous crowd, but not too raucous enough to have another session of the Knoxstrom Halftime. Hi, everybody, sports fans out there. I am Aaron Sanders, live here at the Caesars Coliseum. Now, this is in Monte Carlo, but it seems like it could be the way the fan support is for tonight's game. What a great game. The Windsor Express is playing right now 60-44 against the Central Division leading London Lightning. Now, don't get me wrong, we have seen the great things going on in the first half. A great physical game, inside and outside. No matter where you are, you can't get enough physicality. It's like everybody's hustling for the ball. They're going at it like it's bumper cars, I'll tell you that. That's how physical the game is. On the scale of 1 to 10, 110. And now let's talk about offensively. Everybody who's on the court is taking advantage of those open spaces to get close to the basket as much as they can, trying to finish. Strong finish by London, a much stronger finish by Windsor. They're taking it to the hole all the chances they can. The 3 point shooting has been phenomenal. And the two players that stand out to me the most in the Express, Shaquille Keith. His inside game is phenomenal. And the way Maurice Bolden is taking it to the hole himself, he is not afraid to drive it to the hole. And for London, Nick O'Curry, Tyshawn Patterson, they're doing their business as well to lead the London Lightning. Now, speaking of Nick O'Curry, he is the NBLC Player of the Week. And for the NBLC Nation that's been calling about this guy, he is Nick O'Scorey. Most of you know him as Nick O'Scorey, Player of the Week of the London Lightning. He's putting on a great game so far here. Now, I'll tell you something about this guy. This guy is never afraid to drive. He has a strong finish to the basket. He will switch his shots in midair and take a few bops in the mouth. For a guy of his stature, good on him. He is the Player of the Week. We have some out-of-town scores right now. We have one game going on outside of this one at the Coliseum. St. John Mill Rats travel to Niagara to fight the Niagara River Lions. The River Lions are up 58-57 right now. What we're going to do now, we're going to pause for a little break. But when we return, what to expect in the second half. You are watching the Windsor Express on KnoxRunBack.tv. We'll be back following this commercial timeout.
Some of that fine old whiskey, the stuff you keep well keep behind the bar. Just leave that bottle right down there beside me, and we sing this song of the whiskey in the jar. I pour me another drink, one more for the road.
As a child, growing up with my parents there was great because, you know, we had that tradition of cooking every Sunday and making sure that, you know, we're all together as a family, and, you know, that was a big thing for us. When my customers come in here, they're coming into my house. So I'm basically doing the same thing the way I grew up, as I'm going to treat them the same way at home. The involvement of the recipes and all that kind of stuff was because of my mom. It was all her doing back there, showing all my guys all the recipes for the meatballs, waste balls, the pastas, and that's what I wanted to give to the public. It has to be a great experience for them when they sit down, the atmosphere, the food, the service and all that. It's just a great passion that I have, and it's the passion you have to have.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Quote, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want you to get out of here and move on. I'm stuck in this. Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
For all your commercial films needs, Google Nordstrom. Film studios and digital media.
66-44 at halftime. The Windsor Express over the London Lightning at the Clash of the Coliseum III. At Caesars Casino right here at the Coliseum. And boy, I'll tell you, when you live the life of luxury for just one night, you gotta have everything. I mean, while we were away for a commercial timeout, we had a live performance. We have the seats filled up to the roof, basically, and the fan support has been completely phenomenal. You gotta give credit to Dardis Willis, the owner of the Windsor Express, as well as the CEO. You gotta give credit to everything. I mean, everybody is here. The commissioner, David Maglig, is here. Like I mentioned, Dardis Willis is here. Jim Crichton of CTV Windsor is here. So pretty much, you got all the great local celebrities out here enjoying some great Windsor Express basketball, and the fans over here are getting their money's worth, and you, the viewing audience, are getting your viewers and internet worth right here watching this game on Nordstrom.tv. We hope you're enjoying this so far, and we hope you enjoy the second half. Incidentally, speaking of the second half, here are some tips. We've seen a great physical game right here. Nobody can let up in this game. You have the division-leading London Lightning and the two-time defending champions up here, so you got to expect a physical game. It's a great rivalry, so keep up the physicality. As for the inside shots everybody's been taking, somebody really has to switch it up and start referring to the outside. Never be afraid to swing the ball around, because these two teams haven't been afraid to use that great ball handling skills that they possess so far in this season. So all you got to do, control the ball, use some great ball movement, keep on going inside, but start going outside if you want to take advantage of it. And that's how the Windsor Express are leading 60-44 at halftime. That's it for this edition of the Nordstrom Halftime. I'm Aaron Sanders reminding you, be sure to stay tuned after the game for the Nordstrom postgame. I will be here, break down the stats for you, as well as some more out-of-town scores. So right now, we're going to take one more commercial timeout, and then we'll send it back to Mitch Kobe K and Brett Hedges. They have been calling the game for you all season, and they are calling a great game right here, so be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll be back following this commercial timeout. You're watching Clash of the Coliseum 3 on Nordstrom.tv.
As a child, growing up with my parents there was great because, we had that traditional cooking every Sunday and making sure that, we're all together as a family, and, that was a big thing for us. When my customers come in here, they're coming into my house. So I'm basically doing the same thing the way I grew up, as I'm going to treat them the same way at home. The involvement of the recipes and all that kind of stuff was because of my mom. It was all her doing back there, showing all my guys all the recipes for the meatballs, rice balls, the pastas, and that's what I wanted to give to the public. has to be a great experience for them when they sit down, the atmosphere, the food, the service and all that. It's just a great passion that I have, and it's the passion you have to have.
Welcome back to the Caesars Windsor's Coliseum. We're here at just between halftime here at the Coliseum, as we said, in Augustus Tower here at the Caesars Casino Windsor. The Windsor Express hold a commanding 60-44 lead over the the London Lightning, who came into this contest with a 9-game winning streak. Joining us on the table right now, Audley Stevenson from MBO Canada Live. Audley, you said it earlier. This has been quite the game so far.
Absolutely, Clash of the Coliseum. We've come to expect. We've come to expect at the Let's try that again. You can hear me now?
Yes.
Clash of the Coliseum. We've come to expect great quality ball at this event the last three seasons, and the Windsor Express clearly from the opening tip came out with a sense of urgency, determined. I am thoroughly impressed with the on-the-ball defense of Adrian Moss. Really making it difficult for Nick McCord to get into his stuff. I think overall, the Windsor Express are just really asserting what they want to do and taking London out of their comfort zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Mitch, anything you have to say to that?
Well, I got to agree with Audley, and I want to point to the 10 turnovers London committed and the 13 points that Windsor scored off those turnovers. So anytime the Express are doing that, good things are happening. And then lastly, they came into this game shooting 30% from long. They've hit 9 3-pointers, 5 of them coming from Brandon Robinson, who continues to create space and get themselves opportunities for good looks.
The three ball has been impressive. I mean, in the first quarter, I think the first half round, I believe the shooting was 11 for 22 combined for both teams.
Wow, got a little bit of an engagement going on at center court here.
Here we go.
We're doing it big at the Classic Coliseum 3.
She said yes, folks. Yeah, I was sweating for a minute.
Hey, buddy,
I've seen it happen.
You take your chance, man. You take your chance. I mean, as much as I want it to be a surprise, I'm letting her know ahead of time. Hey, look, man. You gotta say yes.
Absolutely. That's just a little bit about how unique this kind of event is and how cool this is to bring this event downtown Windsor.
Well, I think it's amazing, and I'm sure Commissioner Maggs will have an opportunity to speak on this as well, but when you can get this size of a crowd in the downtown floor, right across the pond there, Victoria's across the river there, and big fans come over and come check out basketball. It's phenomenal. This venue is fantastic. The energy in here is great. So I think it's phenomenal. The Windsor Express did a great job. Clash of the Coliseum 3 already. Wow.
Yeah. I was just reflecting, looking at my Facebook reminders, and it said, "Oh, 3 years ago today, you were here." It was actually 3 years ago exactly. That was February 3rd, and it was. Oh, sorry, it wasn't even February 3rd. But
and I think this year, very, very reminiscent to the first year. This wasn't just a game in a building for having a special event. It actually had some significance. If you remember that first year, that whoever won that game would be number 1 in the division at that time. So that game actually meant something. This year as well, it means something to the Windsor Express.
Absolutely.
They want to show where they belong. They also want to put an end to this 9-game winning streak as well.
Yeah.
So it's nice. It's nice to be at an event, and nice to be in a venue that's really blitzed up and there's lots of excitement about it. But it's even better when it's for something, right?
Absolutely.
So that's what we're excited about.
Absolutely. There's lots to be excited about. Windsor getting production from 10 people out of their 11-man roster. and getting some big minutes from some guys like Jamal McQueen and Lubisha Vercelli stepping up in a big stage here.
Absolutely, and it's great. And it's great for Coach Jones when you can give those guys some minutes to spell some of your starters. I didn't, for example, Chris Collins, I didn't see him walk out here. I'm not quite sure how many minutes he had, but he certainly, I think he has enough to go. He got some good rest in that first half.
But Shaquille Keith was the other guy for me, showing off that dribble penetration and an ability to attack the rack. It's such a fantastic player at the rim, 16 points. He also hit a triple, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. So he's another guy that gives him a different look because he can attack the rim so well.
As he rips and naming.
Yes, I was about to say. Shaquille Keith putting on a show. He had 16 points in that first half for the Windsor Express. And obviously he's not done yet because he's got some energy to boot.
Far from it, and you know what? When you can put on that kind of a performance for your team and help in this way, that gets everyone up. And I tell you, I've watched this Windsor squad from the tip. They are ready to go.
I want to quickly talk about a guy from the London side that really gave them some life in the second quarter, and that was Stephen Maxwell. 6 for 8 from the field, 13 points, 5 rebounds. So if it wasn't for that guy, we might be looking at a much bigger deficit.
When you can, guys, and I talked to Kyle Julius about guys like Stephen Maxwell, Tyshawn Patterson as well. They're pure energy guys. They come out and they influence the game by their ability, the energy they provide. So I'm sure the London coaches are ecstatic about how Stephen Maxwell has been able to contribute. Again, keeping that energy level high and up.
Absolutely, and one guy that they're looking to get not just energy but three-point production from is Ryan Anderson, a former member of the Windsor Express. He got his championship wing from last year, and he had himself he had himself a pretty good half, but his role going forward for this club has to be very, very big.
He is the consummate leader. Over on the bench, the London Lightning squad, they were trying to get a little unraveled, if you will. And he just came in and said, guys, we gotta focus. And that's what Ryan Anderson will give you. And that's what you want from him as that leader, that calming voice.
Absolutely. 2 other members of the Express squad last year, Gary Gibson and DeAndre Thomas.
Great to see them get recognized. That's
Absolutely.
phenomenal.
Yes, and 2 big pieces there in attendance today. Exit those 2 guys out and enter so many different guys, and it's the same thing for the Windsor Express.
Absolutely. Windsor seems to get up for the big games, and they've done that as they've done throughout their entire history of the franchise.
Yeah, absolutely. Windsor's got an affinity to big games, if you will. The Express have hosted the only Game 7s that the league has had. They've been hosting the Clash of the Coliseum for the last 3 years. Does this kind of set the stage for maybe another big event for the league, maybe to come here in the future?
Hey, anything is possible. I think, if there's anything that influences that, it'll be the turnout, the crowd, the excitement. I know you got, Commissioner Maggs coming on the 3rd. I want you to ask him that, because I want to hear what he's got to say, too.
That's exactly.
Put him on the spot.
Absolutely. Well, it would certainly indicate that an event other than the Clash of the Coliseum would do decent here. Absolutely. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, as I said, we'll get the commissioner in here. I'm done. My time's up.
We love you, buddy. Thank you.
Now we can have good talk.
That's right. We can do some talk. Hey, Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Rock Chalk Jayhawk, baby. Let me get out of here.
Joining us on the broadcast right now, the NBL Canada Commissioner, David Magley. Mags?
What's happening?
Thank you for joining us today. Are you having a good time, to say the least?
Man, this is exciting. I'm sitting down on the court next to Earl Curitan that played with one of the Bad Boys teams, and then Tommy Hearns just came in and kicked me out of my seat. I couldn't say much to him because he still looks like he could knock me out, so I had to give up. But really, the job that Windsor's done bringing this event here every year, and I got to believe this is the best crowd yet. The team's playing great. It's a great game for them. I know the Lightning fans would like to see their Lightning wake up a little bit, but they will. Coach Julius isn't coach of the month for nothing. So
That's right.
He's going to come out and get these guys compete, I'm certain.
Absolutely. The London Lightning coming in with a 9-game winning streak before this game. The Windsor Express losers of 2 straight and 3 of 4. So a really big game for both teams, and Windsor really played with desperation in that first half.
I was at their practices the last couple of days, and not to give away any great secrets, that's what they had, desperation.
Yeah.
The coaches are like, this is who we are. This is what we got to be. We got to get back to what we are. That's why the new T-shirts that say "I believe" on it. It's to say, we got to get back to believing in ourselves and believing in our team. Unfortunately, last year in Brampton, I became the victim of that. I believe. So I know it can work.
That's right. Your team was up 3-1 on this Express squad last year.
Thanks for bringing that up. I think that's how I got the job as commissioner. People started nominating me after that.
That's right.
I lost that
Loud crowd here, as you can hear here. The second half begins. Stephen Maxwell can't get it to.
Well, they're having fun. I've been up and down the aisle, so this stands are having fun.
Shaquille Keith swinging it over. No, crosses over. The Express really spreading the ball around a lot in the first half, taking their time on a lot of possessions, but shooting very well at the same time. Nick O'Corey gets the ball after a turnover caused by Akeem Wright. Akeem Wright in transition for three, no good. Keith with the rebound. And he's been an exciting piece for the Windsor Express this year. Shaquille Keith coming from the NBA D-League.
Yeah, and it's interesting because Shaquille doesn't have a lot of practical experience. By that meaning, he hasn't played a lot of college basketball or really any pro basketball. And this is like a university year for him where he's learning a lot. Unfortunately, he's got coaches that know what they're doing and they're going to develop him, and he'll be better by the end of the game. Sure.
Yeah, we've seen a progressive improvement in Shaquille Keith from game to game as we're seeing his production rise and his role grow.
Marcus Capers with the basket there.
Well, he's such a physical specimen that it's hard not to want to use him. And that's what we're figuring out how to use him.
Chris Commons can't knock down the floater like Shaquille Keith. It seems like he can guard 1 through 5. Like you see him on some possessions where he's facing up with Akeem Wright as Ryan Anderson misses a 3, and then he's matching up with Sean Patterson. So he's a really, like you said, a physical specimen.
He has the body type and the athleticism to do a lot of things, but his knowledge makes his athleticism. He plays really, really good. And it may be too good for the team.
And that's a shot that I love to see Chris Commons take, doing his dirty work in the paint.
And one for Chris Commons. Got slowed down by a couple of early fouls.
He might be the craftiest post player that this league's ever seen. He'll do things that just are goofy, where he'll back you down and look one way and throw it up off the glass, and you're going, how did he even get that shot off?
Yeah.
He doesn't look like a very physical. Speaking of physical specimens, he drags his feet up and down the court. And at the end of the day, you look up and he's got 30 points and 15 rebounds, and you go, how did he do that? He's just really skilled.
Yeah, he's a tremendous interior defender, shot blocker. He can do it all. He's a real stretch guy and shoot the 3 at the top, and then of course the plethora of post moves at the rim.
Shad Posthumus can't get it to fall. Brandon Robinson rips down the rebound. Windsor looking up the floor. Tony Bennett's pass knocked away. Marcus Capers now. Marcus Capers, silky smooth layup there. Scoops and scores.
Points off turnovers.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, like you said, Marcus Capers so long. We saw him in Mississauga last year, and he's really added a real athletic guy on the slash for London.
I'm fairly confident he can tie his shoes without bending over.
Chris Commons for 3.
We just talked about his interior game, and then he takes you outside. How do you match up with that kid? If you want to bang with him, he's going to hurt you outside. If you want to go athletic, he's going to take you inside.
Yeah,
makes him so tough.
I would consider him the best stretch player in the league, in my humble opinion. And like you said, that's what just makes him so dangerous.
A timeout has been called on the floor. The Windsor Express leads 68-48 over the London Lightning. A kind of breakout performance from the Windsor Express so far, to say the least, Max.
Well, I mean, listen, if they stay this pace, which we still got a quarter and a half to go, but if they do, they're sending a message to the rest of the league that we're back and we're coming after everybody, and it's going to make the next 3/4 of this league, or next 2/3 of this league, awfully exciting, because every one of these teams in this league is competitive this year. You can't sleep on anybody, and they're showing that they're back to being one of the best teams in the league if they're able to pull this off.
Now, you just spent some time out in the Maritimes. spending a couple weeks in Moncton. And you saw some really close games there, a lot of buzzer beaters and some really close contests.
It was amazing. I saw Halifax come back from 10 with a minute and 15 seconds and win and hit a last-second shot to go into overtime over Moncton, and then hit another last-second shot in overtime to win. I mean, the fans all over this league are getting their money's worth. Right?
Absolutely.
I saw the game where the kid from Moncton hit the three-quarter court bank shot to beat St. John. I mean, it's just really something else. And it's a testament to these coaches and these owners that have scouted and worked. And some of these guys are combine guys that came from our summer efforts. It's just fun to watch this all come together at one time.
I would say that as far as the bar goes with talent this year, it's definitely been raised. I think we're seeing the best basketball to date in the NBL, 100%.
And we've got a lot of great coaches, and that helps.
Got a lot of great people that make this league run. And the London Lightning trying to get back into this game. Marcus Capers gets a high screen from Chad Postumus. He goes to his left, rises up. Postumus with the board. He is fouled by Kirk Williams Jr. And it seems like when Marcus Caper goes up and jumps, he could have a cup of coffee before he comes down, and it wouldn't really matter.
Man, he had, I think, 3 blocks in one of the games this weekend. I was in both of them in London, and I've forgotten which one it was. It might have been against Moncton. But they were just, I mean, each one just seemed like he was up there longer and longer. You know, being a guy that played during the time of Air Jordan, I was called Ground Magley, so I have a lot of respect for someone that can jump like that.
Bennett over the timeline for the Express. Williams Jr. to Commons for 3. Yes, Chris Commons, Mr. Dependable.
And Windsor with their 11th triple coming into this game, shooting 30% from long, really finding their range here in the three-point line.
When we were up 2-1 last year and we're up 3-2, we kept getting the lead in the fourth quarter of game 6. And doggone it, if Tony Bennett didn't come down and bang one, and then Ryan Anderson banged one, and then Cornell banged one, and then Chris banged one, and we couldn't stretch it out and hold that lead because they were just that good across the arc.
And then, of course, Game 7 didn't go your way either.
Yeah, thanks for mentioning that.
Well, when there's only so many Game 7s in league history, you kind of remember them, Mags.
The reality is, every time I look at Bill and Dardis's rings, I feel bad. Because Dardis's ring is way too big for his little finger. It could be just fine.
We're showing, I had Dardis on That Sports Show is a program that I host here in Windsor on TV Coach Co. And we're showing off those rings and he was telling us that it's only good for the year after you win, though. So he said that they're on the search for the 3rd. So it's got to be cool to see someone that's so hungry after winning 2.
I think it's absolutely a bigger factor than I even knew. As the coaching GM, you just think they're pretty good. When you become the commissioner, you get to see the organization up front, and you see Barnes passing, and Doc Woods and Joe, and now they've got a local regional guy helping them, and putting everything together again.
Kirk Williams Jr. gets a pass from Tony Bennett, and he scores, making it 73-50. Nick O'Corey, reigning NBL Canada Player of the Week. Stephen Maxwell, wow, just ripped back and grabbed that rebound, goes up and scores.
He's been a Player of the Week as well, and he's a heck of a rookie athlete.
Yeah, 13.7 rebounds for Stephen Maxwell, who really kept London in it in the second quarter.
I'm looking at his fitness. He is ripped. Stephen Maxwell is just a great-looking athlete.
Yeah, he's really, and some of that's work, a lot of that's Mother Nature. God was down and said, let me design a pretty good power forward, and Stephen came.
Yeah, here's some genetics.
That's some great basketball body for them.
And a great basketball IQ. Some.
He does. His reactions are really good.
Yeah,
his instincts are phenomenal. And he goes hard all the time.
Patterson down low to Postumus, loses his patience, and scores on the reverse layup. Chad Postumus.
And 30 points in the paint for the London Lightning. You're finding a little bit of a home there, exploiting some interior holes for the Windsor Express.
Tony Bennett to his left, kicks it out to Shaquille Keith. He takes a bump from Loisel. Long three from Williams will go off the hand of O'Corey. It'll be Windsor Express basketball for 24.
Curry, the NBL player of the week last week there. He's a little bit of a slow start. He's got 5 points, but he's a guy that you got to keep your eye on because he can heat up like 90.
Well, he's a great find for London because there's a lot of system to what Kyle does. He runs a lot of sets, and his players know how to run it. But if anything breaks down, Nick's the guy that can generate his own bucket.
Right.
And that's what, in the game against Moncton, it was 135 to 130. And it was, not a great defensive game, but it really wasn't. It was a great offensive game more than it was defense because James Justice from Moncton and Nick O'Corey just went at it. And it was just three-pointer after 2 points. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Right.
I have a pair of friends that are actually watching at home. They were at the Moncton-London game, and they said it was an absolute gem. And they said that they got 2 new NBO Canada fans out of that experience.
Awesome.
So,
I'll tell you what,
And that's exactly what we want.
if you want to grow this league, bring your friends because once they experience it, they'll come back. I'm sitting, like I said, next time to Earl Curitan, who does some NBA stuff, and he's like, I would tell you, this is very good. This is as good as any D-League you find. Maybe a better atmosphere because these people invested. They love this place.
I agree. When you look at the comparison, the NBO Canada has far bigger crowds than most NBA D-Leagues.
When you look at our better venues, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at our London will outdraw any team in North America that's not in the NBA. And that's a strong testament to Fido Fujia. He does an amazing job. He works in community. And he's the guy that took on this role, and he still works 8-10 hours a day in his regular job. He just gives extra hours to his Lightning, and that's what makes it go.
Patterson over to Maxwell. Warren Ward stretching the floor earlier in the game. Commons hedges out on that screen. Ward gets stuck, has to give it up to Patterson. He lets it go. Maxwell couldn't grab it. Here come the Express. Tony Bennett, former member of the London Lightning. Played in the first clash at the Coliseum.
Tony Bennett's hurt me in 2 different uniforms. I don't like the guy either.
Mr. 40 plus, name earned, not given.
Chris Commons goes down. Kevin Loisel for a transition triple. A rare three-point shot from Kevin Loisel comes up empty.
I got to tell you, though, I've been hearing a lot of fans really embrace Kevin Loisel in London. A lot of the London fans talk about how much they've appreciated having him. Positive attitude, works so hard on the defensive end. It was a great addition for the London Lightning, and obviously a big loss for the Windsor Express, but doing great things up there already.
Yeah, you know what? The thing about Kevin, it's always good Coach Jones, he taught Kevin how to be a great role player and how to
Right.
what he can and can't do. And Kevin was always a tough matchup because he might go up as a 3, he might go as a 5. And whatever it took to win, Kevin was willing to do. And, when he sent him to London with that mentality, Coach Julius has a lot to work with, and he's done a good job leveraging it on that.
How about your thoughts on Coach Julius' recent Coach of the Month? I believe the only Canadian head coach in the league. He's been a great great person for the league the last 2 years.
Well, George Langus in Moncton is another Canadian coach, and he was actually Coach of the Month for December last year. So he was good coach too. He's such a tough out as a coach to beat. Yet they didn't have a lot of resources to work with, and so you go from what they were doing in Mississauga to what they do in London, and you've got the best facilities to work with, and an incredible crowd, and all the money he ever wants to bring all the best players in, and he's showing what he can do with talent, and he's winning. You got to give him a lot of credit. 9 games in a row is not easy to do.
No, absolutely not.
While we're on the topic of coaches, Salerno with 102 wins And then, of course, making those big changes for the Island Storm already paying off. He's done a fantastic job as well.
You know what, Coach it's humbling to me when I came here to coach to realize how little I actually knew about coaching. I did Coach Bruno in Las Vegas a couple years ago for one of our combines and asked him to do some drills. And he was so much better than me, so much more knowledgeable. And it just kind of blew my mind how little I knew. And then last year I was fortunate to coach with Paul Mulcahy on my bench. He's an older guy. And he let me know how much I didn't know on the defensive end. So in the last couple of years, I've been fortunate to be around a lot of young guys that really know their stuff.
Some great coaches in this league. Commons for three, no good. Soaring in, Paul McQueen ripping the ball away. Vercelli. Tie up, and that will go London's way, I believe.
While we were all talking and kicking it here, Brandon Robinson hit another triple. 6 on the night, 26 points for number 10, lighting it up.
He's a heck of an addition to this squad. I mean, he's instant offense. And again, you know, he got cut in Halifax. Got picked up by Oshawa and was pretty good at Oshawa. But he went to PEI and coached Lerno and became a star.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the thing you got to respect about Coach Lerno. He's developed a lot of great players, and I give him a lot of respect for that.
And it's not just his scoring for tonight. Example, 3 assists and 4 boards. He really does it all. He's a multi-dimensional player, and like you said, one addition for the Express that maybe looked like they had a scoring hole early, and so they add in a guy that's 20-plus a night, and that's a lock.
And as soon as I read the press release, I said, Brandon Robinson? I said, yes, absolutely.
That was, it wasn't looking very good early. And you know, GM Jones went after it and found him with some players.
That will, the transition basket will prompt a timeout. Windsor up 80-58. We've got Commissioner Magley on the table with us, and Mags, this has been such a big event for the league over the past 3 years. Does this maybe set the table for maybe another event to come here, maybe more league-oriented?
Well, I tell you, we would love to bring the All-Star game here. That would be a great event to have.
It would.
You know, the difficulty is this venue's not cheap.
Yep.
Because it's worth so much. I mean, if we're in here, that means, you know, Celine Dion can't be. You know, it's
right.
You have to recognize that these venues that are this magnitude like this, they've got to get a certain dollar out of it. So
that's why we're here on a Wednesday.
Exactly. That's how Wednesday becomes available, because it's cost effective and it's a night that there's not going to have somebody, a big name starring here.
It would be cool to see the All-Star game come back, and even if it's not here, it would be cool to see it back regardless.
I think we'd all like to see that.
I think amongst fans, yes, that would be.
It's just an additional expense right now.
Yeah.
And the teams that have done it well have had local city government support. And they give the money to the venue, and they give the money. They make certain that the owners don't lose money. And that's what we need. We need a local community to say we want the All-Star game, and we'll absolutely take it there. So we're hoping that, you know, somebody gets it this year, and there's a couple teams that have shown interest.
Well, appreciate the insight, Kamish. Because, you know, there's always questions that people ask, but they never know the answers, right? So we always appreciate getting some input from the league.
I try to be that guy that's transparent, because, you know, folks invest more than just their money. They invest their emotional capital in these teams. They love their team. I mean, I've been walking through the crowd, and it feels so good to have so many fans say, hey, Kamish, great job, and they're following us, and they know what's going on. And, you know, it's really cool. That's what we're trying to do.
Well, I can say for me, your presence has really helped get this league up to another level. So I thank you for that.
Thanks so much.
Adrian Moss gives it over to Jamal McQueen. He finds Lubisha Vercelli for a turnaround jumper. He can't get it to fall.
Vercelli wants that one back.
The Windsor Express bench getting loud. Whole lot of energy in this group. We are at the Caesars Windsor's Coliseum. Posthumous over to Patterson, another defensive possession from the Windsor Express.
Andrea Moss and Vercelli right there, locking it down on the defensive end.
I gotta tell you, Coach Julius is not happy with 58 points for 2 minutes to go in the quarter.
No, they haven't answered the bell in the third quarter like I thought they would have, but that's also a testament to the Windsor Express keeping the intensity up.
McQueen looking inside the Commons. There's that footwork like you said. Oh, give him a bump. Kevin Loisel takes the charge, and it'll go the other way.
And 3 on Commons, I believe.
You all can't boo too hard because Kevin Loisel's been doing that for 3 years.
Yep.
And every time they didn't call it for him, you yelled forever.
And now you can see one of our longtime season ticket holders, Brad Bondi, go up and give him a pound, say, good acting job, Kev. But he loves him.
Again, he was pretty happy when he was doing that in Windsor.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's all perspective. It's so fun. We always say the ref's wrong unless it's against the other team at every card.
I think in general our refs have done a much better job this year. Some of that is just our coaches giving them more respect and our players not being as demonstrative.
Kevin Loisel knocks down a 3.
For the Lightning as they desperately needed one.
Jamal waits for Tony Bennett. He steps into a 3. Yes! Big time for the Windsor Express, Mr. 40 plus.
There's your boy, Megs. Another triple. 3 on the night for Tony Bennett.
Jamal McQueen with some defense there, but we'll say it's a kick ball and it'll be on the baseline.
The Express just not letting the London Lightning back in this game.
83-61, 105 to go in the third quarter.
And the Express out-rebounding the London Lightning 28-24. The Express also with 8 offensive boards.
And that was an area that they've struggled with this year.
They're doing it all tonight. 54% for three-point land.
Tony Bennett scoops and scores. Now London battling right back. Shot from Tashawn Patterson. And a foul underneath the basket.
And the Express offense with 4 players in double digits. Shaquille Keith 17, Brandon Robinson 26, Tony Bennett 11. And Chris Commons with 12.
I'm hoping I'm not going to take this headset off and get over.
Start throwing bows?
I wouldn't be throwing balls, I'd be throwing guys out of the
Yeah, sorry. Just some emotions flaring up. Everybody, cooler heads will prevail.
And the referee has just said that Mo Bolden has been DQ'd from this game.
All right.
So, this ends in it, and this puts an interesting fold there at the end of the third quarter. 44 seconds to go. Windsor up 85-61. The officials gathering to discuss the call.
And a big loss for the Express. If so, Maurice Bolden with 7 rebounds. He's a guy that really cleans it up well on the glass.
And this is something that could really help the London Lightning if they can get on a positive track here.
It takes some length away from the Express.
Yeah. So Tashawn Patterson will go to the to the free throw line. He was fouled on the 3-pointer prior to the fouls underneath the basket. And Patterson is somebody that Kobe and I have spoken about. He's a really good player as well, a former NBO Canada Player of the Week this year earlier.
We found Tyshawn at our combine in Sarasota, Florida. But that would be lying because I saw Tyshawn kick my high school team's butt in the state finals when I was coaching. And I don't like Tyshawn either, for the record. He kicked my butt. He's a heck of an athlete. He won back-to-back state championships in high school at Orlando Christian Prep in Florida. And then he went to Stetson and had a nice career at Stetson. And then I've been aware of him, and I personally invited him out to this combine that Kyle Julius was going down to. And, when he first started watching him play, that kid's pretty good. By the end, he was going, I'm signing that kid. And he's just become better and better and better. And he's a special rookie that's going to be having a long career someplace, whether here or someplace else. He's going to be really good for a long time.
A lot of members of the league this year coming from those combines. How many in total did you guys do?
We did 20 combines, and that produced still probably 16 to 17 are still playing, and some of them really good.
That's awesome.
And the NBL really becoming an outlet for players in North America, all over the world, to go and play in a professional league, a high-end quality league outside the NBA to do their thing.
One of the conversations that I had with these young men is that behavior, you got to watch what you do, because there's 500 guys in cities all over this country that want to
As Kevin Loisel misses both free throws, much to the happiness of the crowd here. As Kevin Loisel, London will have possession back after the free throws. Tashawn Patterson made 3. Kevin Loisel missed. So Mo Bolden has been disqualified from the contest. Patterson over to Ward on the curl for 3, and he knocks it down.
Huge bucket for the London Lightning.
Yeah, 6-point swing on that play. So now they're under 20 points for the first time in what seems like an entire quarter. High screen, Brandon Robinson stops at the free throw line, knocks it down.
Elbow jumper's good for Brandon Robinson.
Warren Ward, and the tip in from Loisel is good, and that's how the third quarter is going to end.
I don't know if it was Loisel or Postmus, but Postmus ran on the court making you think it was him. I can't tell you how many times I played where I was the only white guy on the court, and a black arm would tip it in, but I'd run on the court like it was me. So I get the credit for those points. Guys, thanks for having me. You do an amazing job. I love listening to you, and your insight is good. Your passion is fair. You acknowledge teams that are watching from back home. I know there's a lot of people in London that are watching this game, and again, hats off to the amazing job that the Lightning have done so far.
Thank you very much, Mags. We're going to take a short break. When we return, more of the Windsor Express versus London Lightning at the Clash of the Coliseum 3, presented by Vito's Pizzeria.
As a child, growing up with my parents there was great, because we had that tradition of cooking every Sunday and making sure that we're all together as a family, and that was a big thing for us. When my customers come in here, they're coming into my house, so I'm basically doing the same thing the way I grew up, as I'm going to treat them the same way at home. The involvement of the recipes and all that kind of stuff was because of my mom. It was all her doing back there, showing all my guys all the recipes for the meatballs, rice balls, the pastas, and that's what I wanted to give to the public. It has to be a great experience for them when they sit down, the atmosphere, the food, the service, and all that. It's just a great passion that I have, and it's the passion you have to have.
For your film and video commercial needs, contact Nordstrom Film Studios and Digital Media. Google Nordstrom. Contact us at www.nordstrom.com.
Welcome back to the Caesars Windsor's Coliseum for fourth quarter action between the London Lightning and the Windsor Express. The Express holding a 87-69 lead over the Lightning. Heading into the final frame, and Kobe, we just got off the mic with Commissioner David Bagley. Yeah, real fun with Commissioner.
Yeah, really down-to-earth guy. Played the game, understands the game, knows the game, and obviously has the kind of leadership needed to run an organization like this. So the right man doing the right job.
Comments. Gives it over to Robinson.
And look out here because I think the London Lightning are going to put it on the Express here, or at least bring some real effort in the fourth and final frame.
Brandon Robinson trying to argue for a foul call on his last three-point attempt. He's got 28 points on the game. Warren Ward lines up a three ball, no good. McQueen with the rebound. Adrian Moss at the point for the Windsor Express. We spoke about his on-ball defense, as Warren Ward is going to be called for a foul away from the basketball.
I want to get to quick stat updates for London Lightning things back home. I haven't got to do some of these numbers in the last quarter. We're having some fun. Chad Possumus, 11 points, 4 assists, 5 boards, putting in great minutes. Steve Maxwell, 15 points, 8 boards, and Akeem Wright with 10 points.
Some balance there, but they still trail by 18 points here in the opening minute of the fourth. Adrian Moss steps into a jumper. McQueen with the follow-up, but no good. Patterson running with Anderson. Oh, Patterson. The drive was no good, but the tip-in from Posthumous is.
And he's been hanging around that rim all night long.
A little bit of pressure put on from London there as two subs going to come in for the Windsor Express.
London needs to make this push now.
McQueen off the glass and good. Jamal.
Good extension there.
Former University of Windsor Lancer getting it done.
High flying action.
Turnover. Adrian Moss. He's going to draw a foul on Patterson. And back-to-back possessions for the Windsor Express as McQueen goes to the bench.
May have stopped a basket for the Windsor Express. Who knows? They looked like they were going to break out in transition, but foul regardless. Tony Bennett having himself a fantastic game. 13 points and 14 dimes for Tony Bennett.
Wow. High screen from Chris Commons. Tony Bennett drives, kicks to Kirk. He can't get it to fall. Looking for a foul. Nothing doing.
Almost 15 assists for Tony.
Yeah. Anderson. Over to O'Corey. That ball almost went into the net after the deflected pass.
That was an NBA 2K15 error shot.
That's how I beat you 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Bennett over to Shaquille Keefe, who's had himself a good game, had 16 points in the first half. Robinson, there he does, cracks the 30-point plateau.
Yeah, 31 points for Brandon Robinson, the NBL's leading scorer. How you doing?
In the corner, Loisel for three, no good. Tony Bennett can't grab it.
And if London hope to close this gap, they've got to return fire after big buckets. I don't know if that's the right shot for Kevin Loisel from the corner, but Capers will now re-enter the game.
As will Maxwell. So Anderson and Loisel go to the bench.
Capers with 8 points, 4 boards, 2 assists.
O'Corey off the curl, too strong on the three, but there he is, Stephen Maxwell. He loses it though. The active hands of Brandon Robinson come up with the basketball. Tony Bennett taking his time, his team up 21 points with 9 minutes to go in this Clash at the Coliseum 3. Commons.
The Windsor Express making a statement here in the fourth quarter. Tony Bennett, 15 dimes.
Capers. Over to Posthumous. He fakes the shot. Loses it momentarily, gets it back, and scores in the middle of the key. Big number. Chad Posthumous. Getting it done for the Lightning.
Posthumous closing in on a double-double. Needs just a few more rebounds.
Commons. Off the mark, Kirk Williams Jr.
The O-board.
Puts a free ball.
And that's what Kirk Williams does for you, number 32 with the dirty work.
Offensive foul, Nick O'Corey.
And that's a good call by the referee. Tony Bennett, how many times have we seen that guy take a charge?
Countless.
Sacrificing his body for the greater good as the crowd gets into this thing. Windsor able to break that press.
A lot of noise going on in the Coliseum here. Bennett for three, long three. Oh. Kirk Williams Jr. couldn't tip it in. Here comes O'Scorey. Oh, nice crossover, kicks it out. Capers, scoops. Posthumous with
again,
the tip in.
Posthumous, 17 points now. 7 boards and 4 dimes. Quietly having a wonderful game for the Lightning.
Posthumous, all of 6'10" and 220. I gotta think there's a little bit more than 220 pounds on there. As Kirk Williams Jr. scores again.
And that's pushed out of the cylinder and won't count. Kirk Williams Jr. once again at the rim, so they're getting the outside scoring from Bennett and Robinson, and then they're getting the inside presence from Kirk Williams Jr. Brett, if I told you the Express were 15 of 27 from downtown, would you believe me?
Oh, well, you just did, so I have to believe you.
55% from three-point line. Maybe they heard us on the podcast.
Yeah, we were talking about their three-point woes. They're under 30% for much of the year.
And London's shooting the ball well here. Windsor just lights out. 50% from the field, 73% from the line. Posthumous again.
Slams it down. No one really stepped up for the Express.
No, but when you got a 22-point lead, but you don't want to get lazy, that's for sure.
Bennett to Kirk.
Again.
The second opportunity, no. The third opportunity for Kirk results in a foul.
I've watched Tony Bennett play in this league for some years now, and I'm going to say it right now. This is probably the best passing I've ever seen out of number 5. His court vision is on display tonight.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Tony Bennett having himself a game when you have almost as many assists as points.
Unbelievable. 13 points, 15 dimes, and if that basket had just went in, we would have seen 16. But it's even the hockey assist. It's the second pass. He's making the right interior pass and the right pass into the perimeter, and then even if somebody else is putting it in the paint, it's the chess match from the point guard position.
Kirk Williams Jr. knocks down and cracks the century mark for the Windsor Express. They are up 100-77. No, folks, that's not a typo. The Express trying to knock off a break, so to speak, the Lightning's 9-game winning streak.
They have gotten, London's gotten fantastic play out of their bench, though. 36 points off the bench, 42 points in the paint, and then 12 points for points off those old rebounds, or recycled possessions. They're doing a good job. London, this is a great team. Windsor's just hot right now.
Stevie Wonder on the airwaves here as DJ Thorpe puts the ambiance here.
Again, 16 dimes.
You got to be happy if you're a Windsor Express fan. But if you're London, you got to look at the shooting percentages. They're shooting at a very high clip. It's just their points off turnovers and the Windsor Express just having a hot game.
Yeah,
London, that have led them being down by this much.
And there's Posthumous again. London 16 turnovers, Windsor scoring 20 points off those turnovers. So that's definitely hurt them. And then accompanied with the fact that they're shooting at such a high percent has really stretched things out.
As Tony Bennett tries to find Kirk Williams again.
Did you see that pass with laser precision into the paint? This guy is out of his mind. Tony Bennett. He's getting tweeted after the game.
That's right.
I'm going to let him know I can appreciate the 16 dimes and counting.
Absolutely. Windsor lead 102-79 here in the fourth quarter of the Clash at the Coliseum 3, brought to you by Vito's Pizzeria. It's been a fantastic day to say the least. I was excited all day. I know that I called you before the game because I was excited to be here.
Right.
And I'm glad that all of these people, regardless of which side they are on, got to be in downtown Windsor for an event like this.
Yeah, Windsor has a great rivalry with London. They're one of the best franchises in the NBL. They're strongly supported at home, over 7,000, I believe, in a game last week. 9-game winning streak. Top of the Central, top of the league. I mean, this is a great team. And this Postumus has really showed up tonight, Brett. 21 points, 8 boards, 4 assists, 8-11 from the field.
And a big man like that can really help you during a playoff push when you're trying to get a championship. So
yeah,
they may lose today, but the London Lightning, I feel, they've got themselves a pretty good squad, and they're going to be able to make a good run.
They're
this
contenders
year
in this league, and I don't think it's premature to say that.
Absolutely. Oh no, I'm not saying it would be premature to say it at all.
Is this game is over, or what's that? Sorry, I'm looking out. I was like, what's going on here? We're having so much fun. The clock looked like it was about to be expired.
A great time. Up here in the booth, we had Commissioner David Magley here during the third quarter, giving us some insights around the league. As you know, he's always out and about, checking things out. He was out east for a couple of weeks, and now he's back in Ontario, taking in the Clash of the Coliseum III.
And I'll tell you who else is having a good time, and that's the players on the Windsor Express side. They're really communicating well. They look like they're having fun, and that's a good thing. That means they're gelling. That means the cohesiveness is there. Brandon Robinson, 31 points.
Yeah, we were Tony Bennett now off the steal from Kirk Williams.
Mr. 40 plus.
And I was trying to say nice things, and they did some more nice things that stopped me from saying nice things. So
yeah,
it's funny.
Windsor running away with this thing right now.
Yeah.
But 5 and change left. You just never know, right? Can't sleep on the Lightning.
Oh, Stephen Maxwell almost with a tomahawk slam. Brandon Robinson going to be called for a foul.
And Nick Okori with a sick bounce pass.
Yeah, it's just the skill, like Coach Mag said, like the skill that's in this league has never been higher.
Never.
These guys have so much motivation, and they're playing at such a high clip because they know that there's so many guys that are chomping to get into this league.
Right, it's going to be a next man up attitude, and you know what I mean, throughout the country, and guys got to, I guess, play for that spot, you know, and deserve to be here, and all of these players do. The talent level is just ridiculously high this year.
I forgot to ask Kamish. There's Shaquille Keith for 3. No good. Robinson knocks it out of bounds. I forgot to ask Kamish for some for Monks and Miracles sweater for the podcast.
Yes, you did. I seen a long sleeve in the groups they were selling. I think he posted it.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't a hoodie, but I instantly thought of you. You can show off those pectorals and biceps.
Akeem Wright crossing over. Looking
Turnover.
to pass to a teammate, and he did not pass to a teammate. It's out of bounds.
Yeah, 25-point lead for the Windsor Express, and
Tony Bennett. Could he get 20 assists in this game?
Oh, for sure. If they continue to shoot, well,
there's one. That's, I believe that's 17 or 18.
34 points for Brandon Robinson.
We got to find out the record for assists in the game.
In the league, this is the best Bennett I've ever seen.
Oh, Akeem Wright and one. I thought he was going to slam it, but the hand of Kirk Williams Jr. stopped that. Foul's called, but Windsor still holds a commanding 108-82 lead.
So it becomes difficult looking at player of the game between Bennett and Robinson.
And he steps off the court, Tony Bennett. And after losing 2 straight in 3 or 4 games, do you think that this game, that feels good for Tony Bennett?
Oh, they recharged battery is what they came out with today, and it showed the product that they've put on this court.
Alex Johnson enters the basketball game now, and he will mark the 11th out of 11 players on the Express roster to play in today's game. Express moving the ball around pretty well. Kirk Williams Jr. to the basket. He can't score.
Windsor with 32 team assists.
Patterson can't knock it down, but
And guess who it is at the rim?
Posthumous. Love it. Like you said, those big men can be so
Oh,
important.
he's just cleaning it up. Running tings down there.
Yeah, we've talked about how much of a good game Brandon Robinson's had, but Chad Posthumous slowly charting up, almost nearing that total. Not quite there, but if he keeps playing.
23 points and 10 boards, so there's your double-double for London.
Commons. Oh, can't hit the fall.
11 boards. Oh, Corey, what a pass.
Maxwell.
Shoveled to the corner.
Posthumous again.
I thought I might have seen a couple extra steps there, but no, sir. 25 points and 12 boards. If the stack stats gives me the right number, those are
Alex
my
Johnson.
best guesses.
Stack stats are always correct. Brandon Robinson turned in the corner, takes the bump.
Updated.
No continuation on the play, so
Not incorrect.
Yeah.
I got that. 25 and 12. Wow. Kobe's estimation was accurate. 25 points, 12 boards, 4 assists, 10 of 13 from the field. The big man, number 20, Chad Posthumous for the London Lightning, having himself a game, Brett.
And just fouling out of the contest is Nick O'Corey, number 2. And he finished with just 5 points as Deshaun Patterson takes the turnover and scores.
The Express exceeding their season average of points per game today and holding the Lightning possibly to below 100. So it was the best of both worlds for Windsor.
Lubisha, high screen for Commons. Taylor Black, a graduate of McMaster University, number 11, getting into the game now for London as Robinson does not score. Commons couldn't get the basket to fall after, and here comes Patterson. Hakeem Wright, no good.
Brandon Robinson with his 6th rebound to go along with 5 assists, 34 big points.
Taylor Black going to be called for the foul.
So if Tony Bennett doesn't return, Brett, 15 points, 17 dimes, 3 triples, 6 of 9 from the field.
As Brandon Robinson exits the game now, 34 points for Brandon Robinson. Chris Commons going to the free throw line.
8 of 13 from long was Brandon Robinson tonight. We're going to talk about a deadly three-point shooter.
And here's Chris Commons.
Chris Commons, we watched him sit with the early fouls, but then he came back in and he's got 17 points now, and he's putting good minutes for the Express.
Yeah, the 3rd-ranked scorer in the league, I believe. Patterson for 3, no good.
A lot of balls in and out for London tonight, Brett.
Yeah.
Just not falling.
Yep, 4th meeting between the two clubs. If Windsor's leads hold true, they will even the season series at 2 apiece.
And they're going to go back to the dressing room a happy bunch, let me tell you.
With 4 contests to go between the two clubs, by the way. Bercelli, he just cannot get a jumper to fall. He's had a number of close shots today. Hakeem Wright finishes off the glass and one on the reverse layup. Beautiful play.
Yeah, London didn't get a ton of production out of some of their bigger players. We know Curry obviously had some foul trouble finishing with 5 points, but just a little quiet for some of their big guys. But they did get scoring out of almost everybody on the roster. Chris Commons will take a seat.
Chris Commons looks to be entering the game, exiting the game for the final time.
17 points, 3 assists, 3 dimes. He hit 3-pointers, Brett. 3 3-pointers and was 4-5 from the line. Another place where the Express shot well tonight. 18 of 25 collectively for 72%.
As Patterson will inbound the ball. Hakeem Wright. Over to Black for 3. No good. Wright is going to commit a foul on Alex Superman Johnson. And if he is going to if he knocks down one of these free throws, it would mean that all 12 Windsor Express, 10 of 11 Windsor Express players have scored today. Theo Davis, unfortunately, scoreless today.
And that's really what they needed to do. We talked about, all hands on deck, everybody getting involved. And that means the ball's touching everybody's hands. And we go back to look at the 32 assists. That accompanied with the fact that everybody scored minus one player tells you that there was great team effort here today.
Taylor Block and Jamal McQueen lining up one next to each other. Former McMaster Marauder, the other one a former University of Windsor Lancer. So you're seeing two CIS grads here at the NBO Canada level. That's always good to see. Patterson for three. Can't get it to fall. .45 seconds to go, and Windsor will maintain possession. Under a minute to go. It's been a fantastic time here at the Clash of the Coliseum 3, presented by Vito's Pizzeria. Adrian Moss. Step back jumper.
Oh, the nail in the coffin, so to speak.
You think that feels good for him?
It does. He's been struggling, and what a big shot. And Adrian Moss just shot that with supreme confidence. He elected to wait, took the step back, and buried it. Huge shot.
So Patterson's going to go to the free throw line. 23 seconds to go, so after these shots, the shot clock's going to be turned off. So, Kobe, tell me it's your Knockstrom player of the game.
Well, to be honest with you, I'm gonna go with Tony Bennett, because if the passing isn't there, a lot of these plays aren't created, and these guys don't get these shots. 17 assists? Are you kidding me? And he also chipped in on the offense with the double-double, obviously, the three triples. So for me, it's Tony Bennett. And let's not forget about the defensive plays. London playing right down to the wire. No quitting these guys.
Johnson finally swipes it away.
And the clock will run down as Windsor back in the mix. Central, what a game for the Windsor Express.
That's right, 114-93, the final score. The Windsor Express take a decisive victory over the London Lightning. It's been a fantastic time here from Knockstrom.tv. For Kobe K and Brett Hedges, I'm saying so long. We're sending it to Aaron Sanders for the post-game report. Have fun, folks. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time on Knockstrom.tv.
Thank you, gentlemen. And what a raucous crowd we have here, especially when the Windsor Express takes down the Central Division, leading London Lightning by 19 with the final score of 114-93. And now it's time for the Clash of the Coliseum edition of the Knockstrom postgame. And sports fans, Aaron Sanders back with you once again. What have we seen in the last 48 minutes of play between the Lightning and the Express? Well, I'll tell you something. The physicality was there, a great physical game. Every time these two play up, a great physical game inside and outside. The Windsor Express shooting game was clicking on all cylinders tonight. The ball movement was clicking on both sides. Even though Nick O'Curry from the London Lightning, player of the week, even though he fouled out, he put in some good work for London's part. But for Windsor's part, we got to give props to Lubisha Vercelli for a great inside game. And the crowd right here, they have loved the 48 minutes of play we had here, and they're going to love it more when they come back for Clash of the Coliseum 4 next year. Now, let's just go to the out-of-town scores before we take another commercial timeout. We have an update of a game that happened earlier, finished not so long ago, between the St. John Mill Rats and the Niagara River Lions. The St. John Mill Rats fought back, and they took a stunning victory, 99-97 in Niagara. A tough loss for Niagara, but a good game nonetheless, considering that it was a one-point game at halftime, 58-57, but the Mill Rats pulled it through and won by 2 points. When we return, we're going to have thoughts along the way and look at the Windsor Express schedule for the next week. You are watching the Knockstrom postgame. We'll return following this commercial timeout.
As a child, growing up with my parents there was great because, we had that tradition of cooking every Sunday and making sure that, we're all together as a family, and, that was a big thing for us. When my customers come in here, they're coming into my house. So I'm basically doing the same thing the way I grew up, as I'm going to treat them the same way at home. The involvement of the recipes and all that kind of stuff was because of my mom. It was all her doing back there, showing all my guys all the recipes for the meatballs, rice balls, the pastas, and that's what I wanted to give to the public. It has to be a great experience for them when they sit down, the atmosphere, the food, the service, and all that. It's just a great passion that I have, and it's the passion you have to have.
Do you love me?
Of course I love you. Hey, guess what? I got a job interview tomorrow.
Hunter, you're not listening. How do you know that my love for you is real? Is any of this real?
You have delusional psychosis.
Quote, you're now working for a powerful drug cartel.
I want to get out of here and move on. It's not gonna. Sometimes love can blind people from reality.
For all you films and the commercial needs, contact us at www.knockstrom.com, Knockstrom Film Studios and Digital Media.
114-93, the Windsor Express take down the London Lightning at another great installment of Clash of the Coliseum right here at Caesars Casino. Knockstrom postgame, once again, Aaron Sanders. Now, the Windsor Express, they have 3 games going on for them within the next week, so let's go down with them. On Friday, they travel to Orangeville to challenge the A's. Always a great physical game between those two. Ever since these guys started the season, games have been close. The game has been physical. Great in and outside play throughout. And then a day later, they travel to London to face the Lightning once again, this time at Bud Gardens. Will the London Lightning come back and take over the Express? We might have to find out about this, because from what we've seen today, the Windsor Express really pulled through for a team that could barely finish. For the team that rarely finished, and yes, he is right, the Windsor Express have won it, but for a team for Windsor, now let's face it, the Express have not finished well throughout the end of the game, but they have really showed that they could show a tough, dominant game when they put their minds into it. And in the first half, they did just such, leading by 16 at the half and never letting go. Full court pressure by London had no challenge for the Windsor Express as they take home this 19-point victory. So Saturday, they play at London. And then next Thursday, we'll be back with you for another installment of the Windsor Express on Knockstrom.tv when they play against the Orangeville A's. So twice in a week, they will play Orangeville. So Friday, they'll travel to Orangeville. Saturday, they'll go to London. Next Thursday, we'll be back with you, 7:30 tip-off against the Orangeville A's, and we hope to see you there. I only have a minute to say how great the fan support was for tonight's game. As you can see here, fans are leaving with smiles on their face because the Windsor Express have now moved to a 7-8 record, still behind the London Lightning, second place in the Central Division, but still, they really proved that they are the back-to-back champions, and they will play and give 110% no matter where they play, whether if it's a neutral site, like the Clash of the Coliseum here at Caesars Casino with great fans, or at their home base, the WFCU Center, where the Express Nation has always been loyal and faithful. It just goes to show that the Windsor Express are ready, and they have been ready to play and defend their championship, and they're doing it such with this great 19-point victory. So that's it until for next Thursday. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for watching. Quick shout-outs to Justin Prince. I hope you're doing fine, my friend. I hope we see you behind the mic again soon. And once again, a great thank you and great appreciation to the NBL Canada fans. You are loyal and faithful as always, and great to hear your thoughts. And we might have, if you have questions or two, please send your questions to our Twitter account, mine, A. Sanders Windsor, about your thoughts about the NBLC and how this great season has been going well. So that's how it goes. The Windsor Express 113. The London Lightning, 94. The Express moved to 7-8, and they are looking better. For Brett Hedges, Mitch Kobe K, for everybody, Alejandro DeMero, our director, the mighty, mighty crew here at Knockstrom TV. Until next Thursday, this be Aaron Sanders from the Caesars Casino saying so long from the Rose City.